Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we'll be talking about the play-in matchup between the Sacramento Kings and the Dallas Mavericks. Before we start today's video, I want to hear your thoughts. As always, guys, who do you think is going to win and why? Then, if you guys just want to skip to the end of the video, usually the last 2 or 3 minutes of the video will be who I say wins this game. So just to start today's video, I think we're going to start off talking about the Dallas Mavericks just because they're the easiest team to talk about due to the amount of injuries they have. They do somewhat kind of have not a mountain to climb, but it's a bit more of a difficult matchup. So Dallas is the 10th seed, the 38-42, 16th in offensive rating, 114.9 to be specific, while they have the 19th defense with 116.0 being their defensive rating. Now, this is a team that actually has a balanced scoring attack, especially with Anthony Davis being back in the fold and Max Christie, and then a combination of their bigs being able to provide really elite rim efficiency while having an above average three-point shooting team, making about 12.5 three-pointers per game, which is actually 16th in the league. Now, this is a team that has a porous defense on the perimeter at times. The reliance on Anthony Davis and their top level players will show some cracks that basically, if you can eliminate Davis and the rest of the boys, are they going to be able to have the same impact that they normally do? Because this Mavericks team is not healthy. And if you guys saw against the Lakers, the 112-97 game, that was a game where it was Anthony Davis, PJ Washington, Derek Lively, Najee Marshall, and Klay Thompson. There is no traditional point guard in that lineup. You had Spencer Dinwiddie as the 6-man, Max Christie, Caleb Martin, Daniel Gafford really being the 9-man rotation right there. And to me, when you're matching up head-to-head, Spencer Dinwiddie being this 11-point per game scorer, 4.5 assists, plus Klay Thompson's 14 points a game, and obviously then Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, or then Domantas Sabonis, or the three-headed monster that the Mavs have to worry about. Will their defense be enough to stop a Kings team that has a lot more shot creation, while the Mavericks, outside of Anthony Davis, and I guess you would really say Spencer Dinwiddie, there's a lack of shot creation. And in the front court, obviously, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, PJ's averaging like 14 and 7. You got Gafford averaging 12 and 7 with even Davis, who, in my opinion, when you're going up against, just even if it was just Domas having an incredible season, Domas and Trey Lyles, I almost feel like having Trey Lyles out there might be a negative for the Kings. I'm not even trying to be rude to Trey Lyles. Yes, Sabonis is a triple-double threat, but I think if I'm the Mavs, we're just attacking the paint all game. I'm telling Spencer Dinwiddie, I'm telling Anthony Davis, I'm telling Derek Lively, I'm telling Najee Marshall, and I'm telling Daniel Gafford, of course, all to go to the cup 9 out of 10 times, nonstop, and just win this game by being the downhill force that physically imposes their will throughout the game. And in the bench, obviously, Dante Exum will hopefully allow them to have a help in defense if they decide to play him. But even if it's just Max Christie and Caleb Martin and the rest of the guys, I think you'll be able to see that this is somebody, like, this is a team that I wonder if, like, I know Dante, he's had that hand issue, so is Caleb Martin, Spencer Dinwiddie, Max Christie enough to shore, and PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, and Klay Thompson enough to shore up the defense and not have a lack of consistent creation beyond their main guys? That's the biggest question. Now, Malik Monk may or may not be in this matchup. We're going to go over to the Kings now, because if you look at the Kings have been a team that have been scoring better. They're 8th in offensive rating. Yes, they're 23rd in defensive rating. But Sabonis is creating. DeMar DeRozan's a volume scorer. You got some three-point shooting. Even Keon Ellis is a guy who's having like a above average three-point shooting season at times. Yes, this is not a rim protecting team, and that's what I'm saying is that the fear here is basically the Kings need to outshoot and expose the perimeter defense of the Mavericks, while the Mavs need to take advantage of the lack of rim protection that the Kings have. So the Kings need to make sure they can shore up their defensive inconsistencies and hope that Malik Monk, who is right now dealing with that calf injury, will be able to be back in time to be someone who can be an impact performer. As I said, the Mavs' biggest weakness, which is the Kings' biggest advantage, is the injuries and just the lack of consistency and options in terms of offense the Mavericks have outside of PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, and Spencer Dinwiddie, with obviously having Sabonis, having Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan be like your three guys to create. You all just on paper have more, and if Malik Monk can come back, you have four dudes who are easily going to be able to outscore the Mavericks bench in just starting lineup. Now, as we said, the Kings rank 8th in offensive rating. Mavericks allow 115 points per game. Sabonis is dishing out like 6 assists a game. DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine's scoring ability might exploit Dallas's weak interior defense and just really weak perimeter and defense as a whole. Now, Lively, Gafford, Davis, both just dunk lob. All three are all dunk lob threats, and the Kings rank are the 7th worst in blocks per game. They really struggle to protect the rim. In the vice versa, the Kings shoot 18th in three-point percentage. Mavs shoot 14th percentage. So just seeing both of these teams, the three-point ball will be the X factor for these squads. As one team is going to hope that Malik Monk can return, and the other team is going to hope that Malik Monk isn't going to be able to. I think if Spencer Dinwiddie with Derek Lively, Anthony Davis, and Daniel Gafford being the pick and roll chemistry that they could have. Najee Marshall's also been orchestrating some pick and roll for them, so that could be something that helps them. And then the Keon Ellis, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and all the other minutes coming from their perimeter players. Trey Lyles even could be thrown out there, Keegan Murray as three-point shooters. Like, I don't know how big of an impact. Like, if Keegan Murray can step up and show us that he can be the player that he can be, that'd be huge. I don't know if Keegan's going to be that guy. I think the Kings' edge obviously is Sabonis and DeRozan and Zach LaVine's scoring ability that can overwhelm Dallas's shaky defense, while the Mavericks' path to winning is the Klay Thompson, PJ Washington hitting threes, and obviously Davis and Gafford and Lively, all them, controlling the glass. So I think when you look at this, as we just wrap up this video, I think Sacramento's offensive versatility and Sabonis' all-around impact could outweigh Dallas's rim efficiency and just outscore a Dallas team that lacks shot creation, especially Kyrie Irving sideline. But I just think there's been so many questions that there could be a chance that Dallas wins this, but at the same time, there's a chance that the Kings could win this. I feel like whoever wins this game, regardless, is going to lose in the next play-in game. Like, I don't have faith that the Mavericks or the Kings are going to be able to beat whoever is the winner or the loser of the 7-8 game. So what do you guys, because I feel like both of these teams kind of have like a lost season. I think either team could win. I think Dallas could win just for like the scoring. And then I think the other thing is that you got to think about is that the Kings could outscore them. So if I had to choose, I think Dallas, just because they have more guys experienced in these moments. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Kings win. That's it.